Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, where we gather with love and a willingness to keep our hearts open and our minds open and to be with like-minded people as we're making a very beautiful and creative difference in this world. Because we have wonderful spiritual tools for our everyday human experiences. We're so grateful to Ernest Holmes, who founded this wonderful philosophy. And he was very clear that he wasn't trying to start a religion, but to bring together all the best and the highest thoughts and beliefs from great theologians and philosophers from all over the world and from ancient times forward. This is called a New Thought religion, but it truly is ancient thought. And we're so grateful that we have this beautiful teaching, that we share it with each other. We're all about awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And we are all about co-creating a world that works for all. Isn't that wonderful? We are here to support and to love each other, to lift each other up, to know the truth that goes beyond every appearance, because the appearance is just that. It goes away while the truth remains. We have a wonderful purpose statement here. Those of you who are out there in the ethers with us this morning, and those of you who are here with us so I can see your beautiful faces, thank you. Let's join together to say our purpose statement. Are you ready? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. And now we have our opening song by Ricky Beebe. It is sung by the music team and it's called I Trust in God. Nice memories, huh? When everyone was up here on the stage, keep that in mind because that will happen again at the right time. Okay, I want to talk to the kids. I don't see any here this morning. No kids today. But I'll bet there's some out there. Hi, good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Is this kind of a fun day? What happens today on October 31st? Well, I see, like I'm looking out and I see a beautiful orange and black scarf. Somebody here remembered that it is Halloween, right? You going to have fun tonight? You going to go out and do a little trick-or-treating? Okay, it's wonderful. Do you have a special costume? What are you going to be dressed up as? And if you come to our place, will we even recognize you? It's really fun. We have fun whenever little people come to the door, middle-sized people come to the door. We may know them, we may not know them, but we don't always recognize them. Why? Because there's a disguise. Can't really see who that is. Well, that's kind of the way we live sometimes. Even the grown-ups, especially the grown-ups, I think. We disguise ourselves and we pretend to be something other than what we really are. Now, when you get into a fuss with one of your friends, you ever do that? Ever get into a fuss with one of your friends? Well, if you ever did, that wouldn't be who you really are. That would be something that is happening at the time emotionally, but it's not who you really are. Because who you really are, who each one of us really is a beautiful expression of God. So you're all godlings, you see? And as godlings, you're beautiful, you're healthy, you're happy, you're compassionate, loving, and wise. But we sometimes have a facade. That's a new word for your vocabulary. Probably isn't, knowing you. You're smarter than anybody I know, you guys. But there's a facade. There's what appears to be out here. And sometimes we think, oh, I'm only human. Well, yeah, we're human, but not only human. Because we're divine. You're a beautiful expression of the living God. That's the truth of you. You can put on those disguises. Oh, poor me. Or I'm angry. Or nobody likes me. I'm going to go eat some worms. We can put on those disguises. But it can't last very long. We have to take them off. We're going to eat our candy, right? We have to take our disguises off if you're going to have some of the good stuff in life. So let's just remember, that's my thought for you today. Enjoy dressing up. Enjoy pretending that you're somebody that you're not. And then come back to remember, I am the beloved in whom God is well pleased. That's the truth. Thank you. If you were here with us this morning, I'd say go on upstairs now. But you're not. So do whatever you want to do now. That's to be approved by your parents, of course. All right. So here we are. What do you think about a meditation? Should we have a meditation? Just sort of bring ourselves into that sweet, serene place. We breathe in deeply the life of spirit, the life divine, experiencing the sweet freedom of that presence circulating through our bodies and our minds and our emotions. And we exhale anything that may have been in the way between us and our realization of the beautiful expressions of life that we are. And we breathe in life, and we breathe out that divine life and share it with everyone in our proximity and beyond. And we come into the sweet, sweet space, following the bridge that the breath has created into our heart of hearts. Oh, and we are so lovingly welcomed here, embraced by the divine presence, which adores us, which always knows that we are indeed the beloved in whom God is well pleased. So we come into that sweet remembrance now. There is God and nothing else. This divine presence, everywhere present, is expressing so sweetly and so powerfully within us now that there is life, life abundant, the unimpeachable wholeness of this universe, moving gently and dynamically through our bodies, our thoughts, our feelings. Let's come even more deeply now into the center of our hearts, remembering that our hearts are being held oh so tenderly by the great heart, the cosmos itself. And here let us simply rest and feel renewed and begin to remember our true identity. Come sweetly to this serene space and listen with the ear of the heart to the sweet melodies that are within as we enter into the sacred silence. If you wish to bring a question, bring it into the sacred silence and invite the sweet spirit within to reveal each beautiful answer for you. Come now, come into the silence. And now give thanks for the precious time that we have spent in the silence, the golden silence, the voice of God, ready to express through us, either now or sometime later in the day. We have asked and we are ready to receive. We're so grateful. Namaste. Now I would like to invite our practitioner, Sarah Funk, to give us an opening spiritual mind treatment with a lovely reading first. Sarah?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah Funk. I am a licensed religious science practitioner for the Centers for Spiritual Living, and I will be doing the opening treatment for today. Happy Halloween. First, I would like to read an excerpt before the treatment. The way to get rid of fear is through the cultivation of faith, a faith founded on the thought that God is all there is. If we learn to see God in people, in circumstances and situations, we shall find him. Seek and ye shall find. When we turn in complete confidence, with a simple childlike trust and faith, to life itself, it will always respond to us. And now I will do this treatment in the first person, and you can take it for yourself if you so desire. There is one power, one presence, ever present, and it lives within each and every one. I know this power is God, and that this power lives within me all the time. It's closer than my hands and my feet, closer than the veins in my neck. It is who I am, one of the divine. And any time I have any negative thoughts, any thoughts of doubt or fear or worry or anything that's negative, I say boo-hoo to those thoughts and send them back to the nothingness from which they came. For my life is God's life. My mind is God's mind. And therefore, I am always safe and secure in this divine presence. It can never leave me. It is who I am. So I am grateful and thankful that this is the truth. I release into the perfect law all that does not belong in my mind, leaving only the thoughts of God: love, life, light, power, peace, beauty, joy. I am thankful that this is the truth, and I release this treatment into that law, knowing all is in divine order. And let us say together, and so it is.
Thank you, Sarah. And I love how even when the siren was going by as she was recording this, she continued knowing the truth and speaking it. Thank you. All right. Let's say our affirmation together. I willingly replace fear with faith, moving deeply into the loving presence of Spirit, which nurtures and guides me constantly. Now, we have a very special guest speaker today. And so I would simply like to say that this gentleman requires no introduction. Oh, no, you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Reverend Mike Gerdes, and if you like what I have to say today, if you don't like what I have to say today, my name is Reverend Doug Craig. He and I have been long-term friends. Yesterday I love Saturdays because yesterday, some of you were there. We started off with a Science of Mind book study group, Science of Mind textbook study group. And it's been going on, we're just a little bit over halfway through the book, and we started in June 2020. So keep coming back. It's a deep dive, so I encourage anybody that's interested, pick it up whenever you can. Just email me or get a hold of Linda at administration, and we'll get you joined up. Also, don't you just love the fall leaves and everything out there? We've got a deck that we could look out at and see all those leaves, and it's just, whoa. And then, holidays are really big for us. We love getting into the holidays. So if you happen to be trick-or-treating around our apartment tonight, you'll see there's a witch there, both on a bicycle and standing up holding candy, and there's a pumpkin all carved up. It's wearing a wig. It's really good. So we're all getting ready for that. Halloween, it's an interesting tradition. It was actually started by the Mars Candy Company. Seriously, there was a celebration called Samhain that began many years ago. It's in Celtic, I think you call it a pagan teaching. And it was a celebration between the harvest and the end of the year. And it was interesting when the Christian fathers, mothers, I guess it was the fathers, took over. They decided they didn't want that pagan celebration, so they started naming it something else. Like they thought, well, let's honor the saints. And the saints were known as hallowed. And then so Halloween became the night before the day of the saints, celebrating the saints, or Hallow Eve. And it was, what got all spooky about it was, you know how stories come with legends and they build up over the years? Well, it turned out that the year before and the last night before All Hallows Day, All Saints Day, people that had passed on, spirits that had passed on the previous year, if they had a revenge to act out or some vengefulness to act out, they had until that night to do it. So that's why people started wearing masks and costumes so they wouldn't be recognized. Yeah. So that gives you a little background about it. Well, my title today is Boo Hoo, and the purpose of my talk today is to move from fear to faith. Because I don't know about you, but I know about me, that a lot of my life was ran by fear rather than by faith. I don't know if any of you can identify with that or not. But there's things that I didn't do because I was afraid to do. I was afraid of what people might say. I was afraid, here, ready for this, of failure. Anybody face a fear of failure? Afraid what other people would say. Afraid of being laughed at. Afraid to ask that girl to dance because you didn't want it turned down. Well, seriously. Remember 8th grade? Just afraid of not being good enough. Being afraid of not being good enough. And then sometimes you get yourself into a situation in which you're afraid to leave. I mean, it's not really satisfying. You find yourself just stumbling into an occupation or stumbling into a career path. And you climb the ladder of success only to discover that you're leaning up against the wrong building. What do you do? What do you do? Well, sometimes we're afraid to make changes because we don't know what we're going to do and what we have to give up and all that. Some of us get into situations with our family in which we feel trapped. We're afraid of telling the truth. We're afraid of telling who we really are. We're afraid of saying how we really feel. Too many of us wind up on our deathbeds looking back at life and with regrets as to what could have been, would have been, should have been, what we should have said, what we could have been, the lives that we could have lived. And what I'm suggesting to you is two things. One, if you ever find yourself in that situation, good news is life's eternal. You get another chance the next time around. It's always a reset, you know. However, as long as you're breathing, you can do something about that right here, right now. As long as you're breathing, there's a reason for you to be breathing. As long as you're breathing, God's got something great to express by means of you. Okay? God did not call you forth to live in this life experience just to be a worm of the soil. The universe exists, we're told in the Science of Mind textbook, because of some desire of spirit to express itself. Makes sense, doesn't it? Well, you and I exist so that we can express that which spirit is. Now be aware of that. You and I exist so that spirit may be better expressed. So question is, are you expressing spirit as well as you can? Are you expressing a greater idea of life? Are you expressing a greater idea of love? Are you harming no one? If so, yeah. You're expressing life. You're expressing life. But you know, sometimes too, health situations happen and we're afraid that things aren't going to work out all right because somebody puts a label on something. And we're afraid that we won't heal from it. We're afraid there's no cure from it. And other times happen that we look at our bank account and there's not much to look at. What do you do? What do you do? You know, sometimes it's real easy to buy into fear rather than to have faith that everything's going to be okay. It is. But I want to suggest that fear, an acronym for fear you can use, is false evidence appearing real. Because a fact is just a fact, and facts change. Facts change constantly. I'm going to give you another acronym. This is for faith. It's Father, always in thy hands. Father, always in thy hands. So if we're faced with things in our life and we don't know how to heal them, we don't know that there's where the solution is, we're losing faith, let's go back to Thomas George. Some of you have heard of him, some of you have agonized through classes with me with him. Folks, it's imperative that we learn the difference between first cause and secondary cause. So bear with me a minute because I'm going to explain that to you. First cause is God knowing itself. It's the cause of all things. First cause is God knowing itself. Relative first cause is you and I expressing that God idea through us. You get that now? It's really important. So first cause is God expressing, God contemplating, God knowing itself. Relative first cause is that individualization of God knowing through us. And any idea that comes to mind that expresses a greater idea of life, the greater idea of love, and harms no one, this relative first cause is God expressing itself by means of you. It's a divine idea. Okay, embrace that idea. What is referred to as secondary cause is when an effect becomes a cause. Let's say the room temperature gets too hot, so you take off your jacket. That's a secondary cause. All right. The devil's wedge is doubt. The devil, we don't believe in a devil, but if there was a devil, the one tool that it would hold on to beyond all else would be the doubt. You know, if you wonder, is this really going to work? Is this prayer going to really work? Am I really going to heal from this? Am I really going to find the right job? Am I really going to advance? Am I going to really find loving relationships? Is the situation with my family going to be healed? There's a lot of things that we can pray about. And there's a lot of things at times we have doubt about. But Thomas Troyer reminds us that if we regard, now remembering what I told you about first cause and secondary cause now, right? If we regard the fulfillment of our purpose as contingent upon circumstances, those would be secondary cause, past, present, or future, we are not making use of first cause, which is another way of saying we're screwed. He says we have descended to the level of secondary causation, which is a region of doubts, fears, and limitations, all of which we are impressing upon the universal mind with the inevitable result that it will build up corresponding external conditions. What you focus on happens. As you believe, so it is done unto you. And he goes on to say, but if we realize that the region of secondary causes is the region of mere reflections, it's not a cause into itself, we shall not think of our purpose as contingent on conditions whatever, but shall know that by forming the idea of it in the absolute and maintaining that idea, we have shaped the first cause into the desired form and can await the result with cheerful and expectancy.
Amen.
Thank you. Now, some of you in my class that have taken Troyer before can repeat that. I mean, you know it extemporaneously. I sort of kind of do, except when I get nervous. So, it's not a question of having faith or not having faith. The question is, what do you have faith in? Do you believe in a God or a spirit or power that's all-knowing? You either do or you don't. Do you believe in a God presence that's everywhere present? that means it's right where you are too. And that all-knowingness of God is expressing itself right by means of you too. So you're connected to the Wikipedia of the universe. Do you believe in a God that's all-powerful? Then you have all power at your disposal. Do you have a belief that God is love? You see, some of us were raised with an idea that God wasn't love, that God was an old man up on the sky somewhere. I was raised that way. And I was beseeched that God to do things for me. And sometimes that God would do things for me. But it was always a deal-making situation. Let's make a deal, God. I much prefer the God I have today. Recognizing my God always says yes. My God always says yes. Because whatever I focus on, whatever I accept as being so, tends to manifest in my life, so long as it's along the natures of that which is real. I don't imagine myself being a player for the Eagles. However, they could use me. But I imagine myself as being a loving man, a loving member of a family, somebody that loves to teach and loves to see people grow and loves to see people transform. Just gets delight. I get God bumps when I hear people in class just come alive with this teaching. That's what I'm here to do. And it thrills me. Some of you in this class, in this room today, thank you. Because you give me reason to be here. So, why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you have the job you've got? Can you find something in the job that you're doing right now that brings good to other people? Could be to one person, could be to a bunch of people, could be bringing good to your fellow man and woman. Or do you have a job that you could see that it does that? If not, then you might want to rethink that job. Ask yourself, why are you in it? Because I'll tell you, the worst job you'll ever have is no matter how much it pays, is the job that you're in it just for the money. They will never pay you enough, ever. And likewise, for you employers, it's not the money they're working for. Give them a purpose. Show them that they're part of an organization that's helping people, that's moving to a better life for people. Is what you're doing today in your relationship, is it out of fear or love? Do you love the people you're with? Why not? We're told to love everyone. Is there a real reason why the relationship you're in right now is not a loving relationship? Do you have some part in that? Do you have something within you that needs to maybe change to see things differently? Is there something that you need to address, that you need to heal, that you need to fix within yourself so that you can be that type of loving person that you want to experience and know in your life? Remember, everyone is just a reflection of ourselves, right? So if you're running into a lot of if you're running into a bunch of people that are problems, you're carrying a problem with you. So if we have faith, it said we can move mountains. I know if we have faith, we can move mountains of trouble in our experience. We can move from one situation to another situation. We can grow through it, go over it, go under it, get around it. But it's transformative. It transforms as we transform. But sometimes we need to stand firm on that which we declare and that which we know. And that's what he's talking about when we have this, where you take the first cause, when you take your purpose in mind, stand firm on that. Don't allow yourself to be swayed by the stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in society. There's a stuff going on in the world. Do not pay attention to that noise. Turn it off. And if you hear it, go back and remind yourself what the truth is. Stand firm in that. That's your firmament. Excuse me. That's your firmament. You're standing in heaven when you take a stand as to what you believe and what you profess when it's expressing a greater idea of spirit. Stand firm. So I'm calling upon everybody today to love more than you've ever loved before. To know that to embrace a greater concept of God, to hold fast to that idea within yourself, that first cause idea within yourself, that idea that's revealed to you. And then, guess what? Do nothing. Do nothing. This is a place where sometimes a lot of people mess up. Because we're going to go off to do the work of the Lord. Onward, Christian soldiers. That hasn't worked too well in the past. What we need to do is stay centered in Spirit and allow Spirit to tell us, and Spirit does tell us, if we listen to it, what to do. And know that it's not us that's doing what we do, it's Spirit within us that's doing what we do. You see the difference? Yep. It's not unto myself, but the Father within that does the work. With that in your heart, with that in your mind, you can go forth and participate in the revelation of heaven here on earth. Thanks for being with us today, and namaste.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm inspired. Gosh, I'm glad I came to church today. Oh, how wonderful. Wow, we ought to have you do this more often. I liked it a lot. Wow, well, this is the time of the celebration of our abundance. And if the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living is one of the places that's close to your heart, close to the place where you receive your spiritual food, as you just did, from Reverend Michael Gerdes, then by all means, let's celebrate by sharing our abundance with this center. Some of you have already done so. Some are signed up automatically. There's so many ways for us to give to this center. It delights me. And you'll see there on the screen many different approaches. Now, I still love writing out my check and putting it in the crystal bowl. It just gives me a delight to do that. And if you choose to do it in that manner, and if you're giving cash, would you pick up one of these envelopes by the bowls so that you can put your name on it and be identified, and that's a good thing, because come next January, Uncle Sam might want to know about that, and you'll be glad that you did. So now let's take our gift in our hands, or to our hearts if we choose to. I like to do that because it reminds me that this gift and every good gift comes from God. the heart of God. Will you say with me our prosperity affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. We are holy, Spirit divine. Holy, come to me. Holy, feeling love. Holy, healing me. Holy, open my heart. Holy, allow me to see beauty and love. We are whole, lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. 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 I am holy, Spirit divine. Holy, come to me. Holy, feeling love. Holy, healing me. Open my heart. Holy, allow me to see holy, beauty and love. We are holy, surrounding me. I am holy, holy, holy. 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 We are 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 holy, 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 holy. I am 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 whole. You are whole. We are whole. I am whole.
Good morning. I am Suzanne Smethers, and I am honored to be on your board of trustees. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. We are thrilled to have you join us today, wherever you are in the world. Thanks so much, Rev Mike, for that inspiring talk. I know many of you have received our annual intentional giving program information in the mail. By giving this your careful consideration and returning your annual commitment for 2022, the board will be able to develop a budget that falls within the expected income. If you have any questions about the program, you may email our treasurer, Karen Davis, at kmdavis0331@gmail.com. For those of us who are here today, the bookstore is open, so be sure to stop by and reacquaint yourself with our many spiritual books, inspirational gifts, and the November Science of Mind magazine. If you are watching and enjoying our Sunday celebration and love notes on our Facebook or YouTube channel, please be sure to like and subscribe and share with others. When you subscribe, you will receive notices with our Sunday celebration, and our daily love notes are uploaded. Our celebration begins every Sunday at 10:30 a.m., and we are also holding a meditation session in our meditation room at 10 a.m. Our goal is to provide a safe environment, and we follow all CDC guidelines and local guidelines. And at this time, we are requiring masks. For those who are joining us in person, we ask you to be considerate of those who are wearing red and yellow name tags in terms of keeping safe distances. We will continue to live stream for those who choose to watch from the comfort of your homes. As a reminder, to view from home, just visit our website, www.cslphilly.org, and click on the orange Watch Live button to see all of our virtual love notes and past Sunday celebrations. Oh, and before I sign off, if you are here today, Edie Janik is available to give you a quick overview of our Breeze system right after today's celebration. That's it for today's announcements. Have a safe and happy Halloween.
Thank you, Suzanne. That was her maiden voyage and giving the announcements, yeah? Good job. All right. Okay, where is everything here? I love sharing the pulpit with so many people. Okay, well, we will have a closing song, and whatever it is, let's go ahead and hear it now. Take it away.
Searching in your mind today for peace and understanding. Looking out for mindfulness, thoughts taking off and landing. Dipping down in our souls, breathing low, letting it all go. Praying for serenity, for wisdom and awareness. Defying odds, accepting change, courage and transcendence. Slipping out of sleep, understanding deep, everything in control. Meditation is there for you, find inner space, reliance. Take it slow, breathe down low, you might find help and guidance. Having a plan in your hand will help you live life to the full. deep down in our souls, breathing low, letting it all go. Letting it all go. Letting it all go.
That was lovely. Wasn't that sweet? Thank you. All right. Thank you again, Reverend Mike. What an awesomely inspirational talk. Thank you.
My delight.
And ours. And so we go forth with deepening, ever deepening faith in our hearts and in our minds, knowing that it is always the infinite mind and the infinite heart of God by means of us, living our lives out loud. And we give thanks for the opportunity simply to let God be God in us. For this and much, much more we give thanks, and so it is.